Hello, Happy New Year. My name is Mel Brown and this is my, welcome to my, no frills, unedited podcast. Having said that, I did edit it last week to put two pieces together, but that's okay. I am an autistic woman with, as of this week, 3 autistic daughters living in North Yorkshire in the north of England with hubby, some of those daughters and a couple of cats. This is a podcast about knitting and crochet and sewing and weaving and spinning and things. So let's start off with the projects that you've already seen. Where are they now? The Advent stuff, let's have a look at that. So I have 2 Advent calendars this year. One was from Felt Fusion and it was a 20-gram Sparkle Mini set, and I did the Radvent. I'm doing the Radvent cardigan with it. Let's have a look to see. I never managed to get the actual designer's name in. I'm pretty rubbish, but this time I can. It's Amber O'Brien. Obviously I printed it in black and white because I'm a stingy git. Amber O'Brien, and it's designed to use with a mini set. You meant to change frequently, but I wanted to I don't want to end up with leftovers of all the colours. I wanted to use all of, well, decisions I made aren't necessarily what other people would have made, or in fact what Amber intended, put it that way. So we start off with a lovely long twisted rib cuff. I think you've seen, let me have a look, you've seen part of this, haven't you? Yeah. So we go on up the sleeve, because it's obviously done cuff to cuff, little armhole hole there, and then we go further up and that's the back and that's the front. So you can see where this is going. This is going to be, we're going to pick up stitches down here. Do you know what you could probably do is a slightly different angle. Look at me, almost shades of grey today, aren't I? So that's the back and then that's the front, and we'll pick up stitches. We won't have to pick these up because they're already live, but pick up stitches across the top and do a kind of neck thing, but I'm sure that's all pretty obvious. And then at the bottom it's very short, it hardly clears my boobs, but there is a ribble on the bottom as well. So that's the first half, well not half of it, the first bit done. So you'll notice I've only used 6 colours there and there are 24. So yeah, I'm not going to be using them all for sure. So I worked out what I wanted to do the other side to keep it in the sort of pinks and blues and purples. And I have started on the other one. Isn't this lovely? This colour is just so pretty. So, second one well on the way. Really, really enjoying it. It's just really good fun. And even if I know what colour's coming next, or I know the bag and it's in there, it's quite a nice surprise. So yeah, really enjoying working with that. And I will have plenty of colours left to do other projects with. So that's going well. Let me put that back in there so I don't get too disorganised here. So the other Advent calendar is my friend Sarah and I typically do a swap. So we make each other an Advent calendar of various different types. When we're busy, it's been 12 days of Christmas. When we've had more time, it's been a 24-day full Advent. Green tea. So this year it was a full Advent, and some of them she dyed for me and some of them are leftover sock yarns. So what I've been doing with these is making squares for a blanket. I've already made one of these. So it's a mitered square. So obviously, you know, you come up like that, down like that, up like that, across like that, across like that, like that. And what I've done is I've just done as many full rows as I can with the 5-gram mini. And of course 5-gram minis are a movable feast. There's a lot of different yardage in them. So I just do as many full rows as I can, and then I top up to I think it's 15 in total, but 29 stitches on each side anyway, with black. I did it with grey with my other blanket, which you've seen before. So This is particularly interesting because this is the leftovers of my Felt Fusion advent calendar from last year. So I made, those of you who've watched for a while, I made a Stephen West, I can't remember what it was called, shawl with it, and it was fantastic. And then I used what was left to make a freeform cowl, and then I still had some last little bits, and this is basically it being used up, and it's all gone. Oh, that one's definitely gone. There is none left now, not a single drop of it left. It feels really good to have kind of completely used up everything. So I now have, what I'm trying to do is, I was doing 1 square a day through Advent. So open the mini, wind it up, crochet it, finish the actual square. And I was doing that every single day. I didn't miss one day. Right up to New Year, Christmas Eve, I did one every day. Some days I did more. But what I wanted to do is carry on to the new year and do at least one a day, or at least keep the pace so that I had one a day in the bag. And I'm actually well ahead of the pace at the moment. I'm about 5 or 6 ahead. There are some days when I just carry on. But yeah, so the plan is then I need 109 for the size that she wants it, and it will then be done in about March. Interesting, that is her birthday, but that's not all the crochet, because then what I did with the other one, and I intend to do again, is she's going to choose blocks of 9. And I don't yet know, with my blanket, I basically had them all pointing in the same direction. But with hers, well, I'll let her make the decision. I don't know how we're going to arrange that, but I had done it in blocks of 9, and then I joined them with, what did I join them with? I think I joined them with the same colour, the grey, so I would join these with the black, and then once they're in a block of 9, do a border, and I did that with a blue that I actually dyed myself, so I might do that again, a colour that I dye myself, so I know I can have more if I want it. So border on that, and then join all the 9s, and then a border on the big one. So that's the plan. So it won't be ready for her birthday, even if these are done for her birthday, it won't be ready. But yeah, it's good. I'm really, really enjoying it. I never get bored of these squares. They're just so much fun. And it's really simple. So what I'm using for the rest of it now, the Advent is gone, is just, leftovers. So I've got some minis that I've dyed myself, some minis that other people have dyed for me, leftovers from sock projects and all kinds of things. So yeah, I'm just slowly working my way through them. And I'm actually going to make another of these for my brother's family, my husband's brother's family, for Christmas next year. So I'll probably just keep on, once I've finished this one, just keep on. So that's going really, really well. There's a new whip, at least one new whip on the block. You haven't seen this. This was my Christmas Eve cast on. And it's the Love Note, which I believe is by Tin Can Knits. Everybody's made one of these. I'm sure you've seen one before. Oops. So there's a something or other cast on up there, which I'll remember in a minute. So it's just crochet stitches and you come back into it. And then I've got this top colour is I dyed myself for a pair of socks. And it's held together with some Shapeus, like it's not mohair actually. It's this stuff. I get this from Yarn, etc. It's really, really pretty. What is it called? What is it called? Oh, well, you know, I have got this from Yarn, etc., but I don't think I did get this time. Mohair Rhythm. So yeah, it's mohair and micro, which is what, a vegetable fibre, is it? I don't think I'm going to have enough of these, but I've switched to a second colour, which is a skein from Lichen and Lace that a friend of mine gave me from America a while ago. And that's really nice. So that's, let me show you that. So it's got some more purple tones in it. And I'm not going to do it cropped as it's meant to be. I'm going to do it a bit longer, I think. And I was planning to switch to at the end to this. But talking about it with hubby last night, I decided I will actually probably dye another variegated that's similar, just a bit more purplish. This is all pinks. This is pinks and purples. I'll dye one that's just kind of purples because I don't think the solid will really work very well when I think about it. Crinkle, crinkle. So that's coming on really well. I tried it on yesterday because the circles I've got it on aren't long enough to try it on, but I tried it on, and it's yeah, it fits really nicely. Because I'm doing different kinds of yarns, what I've done is I've worked out that the sleeves are roughly, between the two of them, they're half of these body stitches. So I have, once I divided, I split off a third of the yarn I had left of this to keep for the sleeves. And when I started the new yarn, I don't think you can even really see that yet because I haven't gone far enough down it. Oh, yeah, just about. I split off a third of the 100 grams first to do the sleeves. I mean, it's not going to be exact by any means, but it'll be enough. So that's all good and ready. I'm enjoying that. That's just kind of simple knit, knit, knit now, which is lovely. Right, what else? Oh, yeah. I have something else to show you, and I have left it over there. So I think what I'll do is I'll do the other stuff, and then I will stop and go and get it, because now I can actually merge two videos. I'll do that. So, spinning. I have this, which was a gift from Sarah, my friend. Tom Putt. I don't know who Tom Putt was, but this is really lovely fibre. I have spun that into this. So it's just traditional 2-ply. Yeah, it's really nice. It's been on the wheel for quite a long time. I can't spin. Is anybody else like this? I can't spin unless I've really got my head in the right place. And we have visitors here over Christmas. I couldn't spin. When things are stressing me, I can't spin. It's only when the dust settles and I can. So I did lots of spinning yesterday and plied, and then I've just wound out this morning, so that needs to be soaked. What else? Oh, I'm not going to show you the Christmas presents that I gave myself because I bought them at Yarndale, which is a yarn festival that didn't run last year for obvious reasons, but it did run this year, and so it's the first one I'd been to in 2 years. And I just put it all in a box. What I bought, I put it in a box and I gave it to myself at Christmas. So I'd kind of forgotten what most of it was, but I'd already showed that to you, so I'm not going to show that to you again. But this I got from Sarah. How beautiful is that? It's got a real silky look to it, hasn't it? Although it's superwash merino and Donegal net, so it's not got any silk in it, but it's a real lovely sheen, isn't it? It's from Rosie's Moments. Beautiful. And from my friend Kathy in the States, she bought this from a UK place, which you can see there is Penberth Yarns. Look at that. So there's merino, Corriedale, Sari silk, Tussar silk, Teeswater locks, rainbow, trilobal nylon and sequins to basically spin a mad art yarn. Absolutely gorgeous. Really, really looking forward to spinning that. And from my friend Andrea, I got this. Those are all upside down. So it's a Christmas pack. 4 different Christmas yarns and some project ideas as well. She got one for herself, so when I get started we can share and compare notes. But yeah, lovely, lovely. Right, okay, I'm going to get the sewing stuff. Okay, I'm back. So, another Christmas present from Sarah was this. It's from So Beautiful something or others. If you just go on Instagram and search for Phenology, which is a study of the cyclical seasonal phenomena. So you get this, she's making kits for future as well. So you get this piece of fabric in this particular kit. And then I'm in the process of doing the 2022. And then obviously in January you work on the January cheese piece. And then you work your way round. So I'm trying to do something on that every day, although it's not great so far. But yeah, that's really good fun. So I'm going to enjoy doing that. And then if you've watched last year, you'll have seen that I got quite into something called slow stitching, which is a thing about combination of applique and embroidery and various other things, which is really just for the joy of stitching. It's not to make something that you wear or you can use, it's just something for the joy of stitching. And the queen of this is Anne Brooke. Anne Brooke Textiles is her YouTube channel. And my friend Andrew and I actually went to her studio in the summer last year, in between lockdowns, and did a workshop, which was absolutely fab. So I kind of lost my way with it and lost my mojo. So I instigated something with my friend Andrew, which is called the Stitching Hour. So on a Friday afternoon, we are sitting down. At the moment, we're in our own houses. One of my daughters tested positive for COVID a couple of days ago, so we're not going anywhere. So we did it remotely, but when time allows, we will get together for this hour, and we were just stitching. So she was stitching on something that I bought for her at Yarndale from Anne Brooke, and I was stitching on one of the tags. Now, this is a project that Anne Brooke did where you make a little tag every day. It's a totally for the love of stitching. There's no purpose to it whatsoever. The prompt for this was white, so you can see I've got lots of different lace in there, and I've made this little Suffolk puff from a piece of, they used to call that broderie anglaise, did they? Don't know, broderie anglaise, is it masculine or feminine? Oh, I don't know. And a tiny button and some pistol stitches, and yeah. I have a few others that I've made, other parts of the series, but I think you'll have seen those already, I think. So when I come to those in the programme, obviously I won't do them again. So that's the tag project by Anne Brooke, handmade by Anne. So yeah, that's really cool. So that's pretty much what's happening. On the more personal stuff, yeah, all 3 children are now diagnosed as autistic, and that means they're getting some support, which is fantastic. They've been diagnosed in reverse age order, which is interesting. The first just about to turn 13, the second at 18, and the third at 21. But then I was diagnosed at 49, so they're all doing pretty well compared to me, right? COVID situation here is, yeah, second daughter was going to go back to uni today, but she tested positive, so she's stuck here for another week. So far we're negative. Well, we don't really know because we can't get any tests here, but we hopefully will get some early next week. But I've cancelled everything that I'm doing in case. So it's all quiet here and peaceful. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So, one thing I wanted to mention, I'm really enjoying at the moment watching Ange from Yarn and Yarns. If you've come across her YouTube channel, you'll know how great it is, and I have been watching her do this thing called a 12 cast-ons. So every year, sort of between Christmas and New Year, she starts and she'll cast on a project every day for 12 days and just work on it for that day, then cast on something else. And we get to see the trials and tribulations and the what goes right and what goes wrong, and it's absolutely lovely. She's a British woman, she lives in South Wales, and yeah, it's been absolutely brilliant. So I just wanted to share that with you. If you're not watching it, to give it a go. It really is quite superb. Super. Right, well, I will leave it there then. Happy crafting, and I will catch you in a week or two.